Episode 9 of Season 1 of Dexter, Resurrection. While visiting Prater's mansion, Batista sealed his own doom. One of the initial returning characters from the first season of Dexter, Resurrection meets a horrible end, as confirmed in the penultimate episode. Devotees of Dexter had conjectured that Dexter would face this figure in some kind of confrontation, which would ultimately lead to his death. As Dexter, Resurrection Season 1 draws to a close, a furious Dexter is about to take revenge on Leon Prater, the man who killed this franchise icon. Prater was informed by rideshare murderer Ronald, Schmidt that Dexter was not who he claimed to be. He became utterly unpredictable and suddenly shot to the top of Dexter's kill list. Dexter, Resurrection Episode 9 verifies the theory that Batista would die following Batista's confrontation with Dexter in Resurrection Episode 7. Many fan theories surfaced online that he would die by the end of the season. Resurrection Episode 9 demonstrates that Angel had no chance of opposing Dexter, but not in the manner that viewers probably anticipated. Given that Batista was just seconds away from choking Dexter to death, it could be argued that Prater saved his life. Given that Batista and Dexter were previously close friends and co-workers, there was a part of Dexter that believed his murder at Batista's hands would have been both poetic and justified. Another important Dexter character, Batista, died primarily as a result of Dexter's activities rather than being killed by Dexter directly. He now joins the ranks of others close to Dexter who perished in the crossfire of his covert existence as a prolific serial murderer, including Rita, Dokes, Deborah, and his ex-wife, Maria LaGuerta. When Batista arrived to Prater's mansion, he sealed his own doom. By Resurrection Episode 9, Batista had fallen so far that he could no longer think about his own safety or follow his survival instincts. The fact that he would pursue Dexter on his own after learning of his kill room in Resurrection Episode 8 is actually rather unexpected. He ought to have phoned Quinn and explained the true reason for his visit to New York City, at the absolute least. During the 9th episode of Resurrection, Batista kept placing himself in precarious situations where his death was all but certain. In Episode 7, Dexter offered him a fair warning, stating, "This won't end well for you," and it proved to be accurate. Furthermore, Batista could not leave Prater's mansion once he entered unless he collaborated with Dexter, which he would never do. Losing Batista is a major blow to the Dexter franchise, considering he was a key character in every Dexter season, even the cancelled prequel Original Sin. Hopefully, Quinn won't let go of Batista's death without seeking for answers, possibly uncovering Batista's voice recorder and going after Dexter in Dexter, Resurrection Season 2. One of the initial returning characters from the first season of Dexter, Resurrection meets a horrible end, as confirmed in the penultimate episode. Devotees of Dexter had conjectured that Dexter would face this figure in some kind of confrontation, which would ultimately lead to his death. As Dexter, Resurrection Season 1 draws to a close, a furious Dexter is about to take revenge on Leon Prater, the man who killed this franchise icon. Prater suddenly got to the top of Dexter's murder list and became utterly unpredictable after discovering that Dexter was not who he claimed to be, the rideshare killer Ronald, Schmidt. When Prater and Charley divulge a crucial piece of information, Dexter is compelled to take drastic measures. Harrison, however, becomes even more involved when Dexter tries to arrange a meeting with Prater. Interpreting the title, an inconspicuous reference to Batista. The episode title, Touched by an Unhell, has generated a lot of conjecture since it was revealed. The use of the term Unhell, accent and all, feels like a purposeful nod to Detective Unhell Batista, in addition to the title's creative wordplay alluding to the iconic TV drama of the 1990s. The insinuation here is difficult to overlook, especially considering his return in earlier episodes and the fact that he has been getting closer to the truth about Dexter. What important details are known by Prater and Charley? The main query this summary poses is, what precisely have Prater and Charley discovered? The most probable situation. They have discovered that Red is no longer alive, and Dexter has been taking on his persona. That would be a significant revelation in and of itself. However, they may have made other connections and are now suspecting Dexter of being the Bay Harbor Butcher. This would be the perfect discovery for someone like Leon Prater, whose fascination with serial killers is well known. Dexter acts in a desperate way. Extreme lengths alludes to a high-stakes battle. When Dexter is cornered, his survival instinct always kicks in, and if Prater possesses damning information, there's a good probability that things may turn violent or irreparable. A suspenseful situation is hinted at in the synopsis. Dexter is trying to set up a meeting while preparing what could be his most risky action to far. Harrison runs into trouble again. And Harrison comes next. He is further entangled once more, which is a recurrent theme this season. It looked like the young Morgan could finally get a break after the events of episode 5, when Dexter framed Mia for Ryan Foster's murder, ostensibly clearing Harrison. However, that calm appears to be fleeting. Might fresh evidence come to light? Or, whether he wants to or not, is Harrison becoming more and more enmeshed in Dexter's world?